Well, I was gonna do like a cute artsy shot like I did a few videos ago where I was pouring my coffee and doing all that before sitting down. But then I remembered that all I was doing was reheating the coffee that I'd poured earlier today. You know, putting coffee in a microwave is not quite as artsy as I'd like it to be. Anywho, today I figured we would just sit down, chill together. I'm gonna throw some makeup on, get ready, chat with you guys about some things going on right now. I did want to take a second to thank today's video sponsor, which is Maelove. I've been using their products for quite a while, so we're gonna chat about a couple of those here in just a minute and then go into doing our makeup. Today, Pinocchio had an appointment just to get his nails trimmed down the street, and the appointment was at 9. I had my alarm set for like 7:15 just to kind of get up and get going. And I woke up, apparently turned the alarm off, and 9 o'clock rolls around and I randomly wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, did my alarm turn off? And then I looked at my clock and sure enough, it was exactly 9 a.m. I'm like, so I'm like throwing clothes on. I got out the door in like 3 minutes. That sweet boy hates getting his nails trimmed, but he really needed it. So I always do a little bit of skincare before I like actually do my makeup. And the number one thing I use, no matter how little time I have to get ready, is my Glow Maker serum. This is, in my mind, a vitamin C serum, but it has vitamin E as well, ferulic acid. It's really good at working against what the sun does to our skin, and it helps work against premature aging. So I use this every day without fail. This is, I always try to guess like how many bottles of this I've gone through. I have no idea at this point. Maybe 5, maybe 6. It's nice and thin, and I literally will kind of press it into the skin and then swipe it lightly, making sure I really focus it in on those areas I know the sun hits, like right there. So anytime I've not used this, I start to notice a difference, especially if it's for a prolonged period of time. It wears so well under makeup, which is why I can throw it on really quickly and go right in with like SPF and makeup. It's no big deal. And it kind of gives your skin this beautiful like glow, in addition to like actually being incredible skincare. So I've loved that for years. So when I have more than like 10 minutes to get ready, I'll use these other serums I'm going to talk about in conjunction with each other, because I do think they work really well together. And what's awesome is Maelove sells these in a trio set, and if you get the set, you save like 20 bucks, which is incredible. So the next one I'll put on is the Naya 10 Calming Serum. It helps reduce like inflammation. It really helps with the redness. I feel like I started using this a couple of months ago, and the amount that my redness on my cheeks has gone down is astonishing. I just feel like it's evened out so much more than it used to be, and I don't feel that like need to cover it. And it's funny, I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys asking like, Jessica, what are you doing different with your skincare? I feel like your skin looks better than it normally does. This trio is rocking and rolling, and actually this Naya 10 is almost out and I already have my next one ready to go. But it's got niacinamide, zinc, green tea, vitamin E, aloe, mushroom extract. You can use it morning and night just like the Glow Maker, and typically if you're using them in conjunction, it would be after the Glow Maker like I just did. And then the last step would be their Hydrator serum. This one is the newest one to me, and it quickly became a favorite. I always feel like I need hydration beyond just a moisturizer, and I hadn't really landed on a serum that I felt like did that for me. This is incredible. Again, it comes in this trio, but you can also buy it individually. These serums sink into the skin so fast, and that's why I feel like, you know, when you do have a little bit of time to do it in the morning, you can really get those benefits throughout the day, and then you can get it again at night. You can use all 3 again at night. They're gentle enough to do it that way. I've never had any issues with like sensitivities with any of these, but this one has hyaluronic acid, which is known to be a great hydrator, resveratrol, which is an antioxidant, and then panthenol, which is vitamin B5. So I just feel like it locks in that moisture. It's working throughout the day or working throughout the night. I love these 3 together. Like I said, they work well under makeup. So I was so excited to chat about these in today's video. If you're looking to start a skincare routine, or you're wanting to kind of overhaul, you're really not feeling like the products you're using are making the difference you need, these are incredible. They're incredible alone, they're incredible together, and I have been noticing such a difference in the way my skin looks, the way my skin feels, the way it looks under makeup, without makeup. Incredible changes. Like I said, you can get this in a trio and save $20. I will have information down in the description box, as well as links, pricing information, etc. if you are interested. And of course, thank you so much, Maelove, for supporting my channel over the years and sponsoring today's video. Let's dive into doing our makeup. I just feel like my skin is ready. Like, it just feels so good. All right, so we are gonna dive into a sunscreen. Actually, Maelove has a sunscreen too. I can link below. I've not tried it yet though, so that's kind of on my radar to try next. I just have so many sunscreens open right now. So I'm gonna throw on the Supergoop Glow Screen SPF 40. This one's like super glowy, sometimes too glowy depending. As long as I'm putting like foundation on top, it usually is really pretty. Little update on what's going on in our lives. We were supposed to go on a Disney trip, just my husband Tyler and myself. He is a Disney travel agent, so we were like, well, we'll go and see what everything's like as Disney World reopens, etc. Well, we ended up canceling it like 2 weeks before. We just didn't feel comfortable. And, you know, we'd made the mistake. We went on a trip with my family just a couple hours north of here. It was supposed to be a socially distanced trip where we were, you know, camping just with our family. We had our own campsite away from everyone else. And it was perfect, but we were going to this beach on a lake, right? And we went not having any idea how packed it would be, having no idea. And so we went without masks thinking, oh, there'll only be a couple people there. And when we all got there, we were overwhelmed by how many people. So we kind of found an area where we were all together, all of our stuff was together, and we tried to stay away from people in the water. And for the most part, we were able to do it, but we got some flack, you know, from people saying, you know, Jessica, I can't believe you guys wouldn't wear masks, and why were you guys there? And to be honest, looking back, we were like, that was really stupid of us. It really was. You know, it was great spending time with family, but looking back, we either should have worn masks or we just shouldn't have gone at all. Obviously, we were okay, but it could have easily gone the other way. So knowing that and how we felt about that afterwards, how kind of stupid we felt, that's why we ended up canceling our Disney trip. And cases were spiking in Florida, like as we're like weeks before. And so I'm glad we canceled it. You know, we are living vicariously through people that are going right now and, you know, being safe. And Disney is Disney. It behooves them to be insanely cautious with this. So it seems that they're doing a really good job, but even still, we just decided against it. So in lieu of that, I found a little cabin in the Smoky Mountains, which is like 6-ish hours away from where we live. And so I reserved that, and it's just gonna be me, Tyler, Gigi, and our doggy Pinocchio. And we're just gonna go and just be away for a week. We figure, you know, that's a way to feel like we're getting a little vacation in, but being really smart and safe about it, and, you know, just spending family time. We're still planning, like, I have a feeling I'll still be editing some videos there and getting videos up. I mean, I definitely plan to be getting videos up, but I'll probably still need to do some editing there and answer emails, and he'll still need to work a bit, but just having a change of scenery and just doing something different than being at home. So we're really excited. They have a pool there, and if there's not many people there, then, you know, that's something we could do. We'll kind of feel that out, you know, in the moment. Because we've gone to like our neighborhood pool, and they're being pretty safe there, and so it hasn't been, you know, I haven't felt unsafe while being there, and that's been fun. And usually we'll go to the baby pool with Gigi, and no one's in there, so it's been perfect. So we'll see how that all works out, but I'm really excited. We're excited to bring Pinocchio with us. He obviously doesn't typically get to go on trips with us, and we love that sweet boy. And, you know, he's been through the ringer with weird health issues this year, the past few months, and he's so much better, if not completely better as far as we know. And so we figure he really deserves this trip too. We even have like a workout room there, and, you know, I always have high hopes. I'm like, yeah, and like we'll be super healthy this trip, and like I won't drink any wine, and like we'll work out every day, and then I drink all the wine and I don't work out at all. So we'll see. We will vlog it though, most likely, and that would be on my husband Tyler's channel where all of our vlogs go. So you can check that out. Say a shameless plug. Okay, by the way, my favorite mixture I just rediscovered from like a few months ago is the Missha BB Cream shade number 23 with the Covergirl and Olay Advanced Radiance. This is a beautiful combo together, like beautiful. It's like got coverage, it's really nice, it wears well. And what's cool about this cabin, sorry, if you live anywhere near mountains where they have this, you know, you can get decent deals right now. Well, I do feel like a little bit of the prices were jacked up because a lot of people are looking for trips like this, you know, where you can kind of get away but still be distant from others. But we found a really cool one, and it was kind of like a neighborhood of cabins, if you will. So clearly it's all owned by the same resort or whatever. And it's got this amazing view of the Smoky Mountains, and I am so excited. I've been there, I've stayed in a cabin there before with my best friend Sarah, and it was so much fun. So I've been excited to do it again. I don't think my husband has been since he was a kid, maybe. I don't know that he's ever stayed there though, like in a cabin. So I'm excited to kind of share that with him. But it's near like a national park. So I'm like, well, maybe we can, we do have our dog after all, do like little walks. We can't go crazy far because Genevieve's only 2 and but just do some little like mini hikes for like an hour or so. I think that'd be fun. I keep forgetting how good this concealer is. This is the Shiseido. It's so expensive, but it's so good. Synchro Skin, and it really blends in beautifully. Oh my gosh, it's really good. I realized that half the fun, the thing I'm most excited about leaving in a week is I love packing a makeup bag. Can't explain it. It's my favorite thing. It's like you get to pick all your favorite little makeup children. But we are planning on keeping, if you watch our vlogs, our weekly vlogs going. We originally started it just during the quarantine, and we're planning on continuing it because A, we're enjoying it. It's not a huge, it's a big time commitment editing wise for my husband. Like that is what his Friday is typically devoted to. However, he enjoys it. And right now, so many people are canceling trips for the obvious reasons. And so he has a little more time than he normally does. But we're planning on trying to keep it up even as things normalize in the next, well, who knows, year-ish. Just because we're enjoying it. And it's kind of like a little family like video diary of what's going on in our lives. And we kind of love it for that. So we'll see how long we keep it up, but I think we're planning to. We also get a lot of questions about if we are ever gonna have a second kid. Just off and on. It's peppered into like random comments and things. And I posted this thing on Instagram the other day that I didn't mean to be cryptic, but I think it kind of came across that way. And I was like, oh, well, it's already out there. But just saying, we're loving where the age our daughter is right now. She's so cute and it's just like fun and she's discovering things. And I never knew how fun that would be. And so we've certainly even more so lately been kind of entertaining the idea of maybe trying for a second kid, and it's funny, when we first had her, it was so hard. And I went through that postpartum depression, which was so hard. And, just all of it that comes with it, your whole life uprooted, your whole life totally different, and how scary that could be. And hold on, Pinocchio wants to come in. He was the boyest boy getting his nails trimmed today, won't you? You're gonna go on a trip with us. You're gonna lose your freaking mind. The last time we traveled with him, your ears are so soft. It was years ago, like before we had a kid, etc. So we took him to Asheville and stayed like in a cabin there, and it was so fun. And we went to the Biltmore, and honestly, one of our favorite trips ever. And that was a long drive, and we just drove it straight through because, again, it's not that crazy with a dog. With a 2-year-old, it's way harder. Like, we are stopping off because we know it's just not going to happen. Anyway, he threw up in the car. So this time we are going, and we're going to stop like every hour and a half, and we are bringing all the things we didn't have, like Clorox wipes, paper towels, trash bags. So if he does throw up, we can clean it up. Maybe a beach towel for just that purpose. So we have been certainly kind of talking about it, and we'll see. And I never want to assume, I say this every time, but I mean it. I don't ever want to assume that we can just have a second kid. So, it's a big decision to even start trying, in my opinion. But then there's also that, you don't know if you know what I mean. So we'll see what the future holds, but we're definitely kind of talking more about it. But what I was saying was, when we first had her, that whole, honestly, first year, I don't know that either one of us were sure we ever wanted to do it again because it is hard. But now that we know what to expect at least a little bit more, and we know how much we freaking love her, it's like, probably. And Tyler has come around a lot on that because, again, you just freaking love her. I just finished a book that the whole first, third of the book, I was like, I don't know, like, is this book any good? And I just finished it last night. I was so tired, but I could not stop. I was like, I'm way too close to the end. It's called A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towles. I'm sure I'm butchering the pronunciation. It's just really good. It's centered on this man that, because of things that were going on in Russia at the time, back in, I want to say the 20s-ish. I don't remember the exact. I think it was the Bolshevik Revolution. He ended up basically being under house arrest for his political leanings. I think he was part of the aristocracy. And he was under house arrest at this hotel, like this really nice, like grand hotel in Moscow. And he ends up spending like half his life there. And you just hear about the people he befriends, the things he learns. And I think the thing that really made me love it, it's a good story as it is, but this author would share what this person, the main character, is thinking in such a beautiful way. Like he would he would reflect on certain things about life and about growing up and maturity and all kinds of stuff like that. And I found myself highlighting things in that book way more than like I ever have in a historical fiction novel. It just had so many nuggets of wisdom and I would get the goosebumps so much reading it. So I really recommend that book especially if you like historical fiction. I feel like I don't know anything about Russia and their history. So I learned a little bit and it was just a great story. So I highly recommend it. I just started the book Little Fires Everywhere. So many of you guys recommended it. I literally am like 8% of the way through because again, once I was all revved up finishing that book. So I just kept reading into the next book. I'm going to use the XX Revolution quad that I bought. That's the dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. I cannot stop using this. I was worried because I had used this, days and days in a row. And then I started having this like burning feeling on my eyes and I was like around my eyes and I was like, no, please don't let it be this. And I was so worried. I stopped using the Pixie retinol cream I just talked about in a video. And I said in that video, it's still new to me. Like, I don't know how I feel about it. I stopped using that and the burning went away. So I think it was that. Maybe it was too strong for around my eyes. I don't know, but that's kind of like shoved to the wayside for me right now. The second I put foundation on, I'm always so itchy suddenly, like right around my like lips and nose. Am I okay? So I just love this quad. You have to buy it on their site. I'm really hoping eventually this line is available like elsewhere because I hated paying for shipping, but I was like, I don't really need anything else from this brand right now. I just wanted this. So I did. I just bought this. It's like the first time ever that I've just bought like one thing and freaking had to pay for the stupid shipping. If you guys aren't watching the show, The Morning Show, if you have Apple TV, like the app that's like new or streaming service, whatever it is, it's not the same as the Apple TV box that's been around for a long, long time. I think just launched. I don't really know, but we have it now. And I watched the show, The Morning Show. We're almost through this season, or at least whatever's up. And it's got Reese Witherspoon, Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston. Like, it's an all-star cast. And every night we sit down to watch another episode and we are glued to the screen. It is so good. Minute 1 of the first episode, like, you are like, yep, I'm in. I'm so interested. And it's just about this morning show, similar to like the Today Show. And they went through like a Me Too thing, kind of like the Matt Lauer thing. And Steve Carell plays basically the Matt Lauer character. And y'all, it is so good. I promise I will not lead you astray. You will love it. So we've been watching that and I'm like dreading when we're done with this season because I have so loved watching it every night. They're like hour-long episodes and it's so cinematic. Like, you feel like you're watching a movie every time you sit down to watch an episode. So one thing I've realized, I'm going to use, by the way, this Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Amaze. It's one of I think it is my favorite Colourpop one. It's just so easy to get like a glittery look on your eyes and there's no glitter fallout because of the Colourpop formula. It's just the way it is. It's kind of creamy and they're really inexpensive. They're like $5. I've realized this past week that okay, where do I begin with this story? I have a problem. I'm totally addicted to my phone. And, it's not like that bad. But, like, I'll not leave a room without bringing it with me. I'm like, really, Jessica? You can't just, like, leave it behind for 5 minutes? I've gotten better about that. But then it is, how much time is I spending? And I think I touched on this in another video. I spend so much time that when I would look at, like, my time used on the apps, you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh my gosh, I wasted so many hours of my day on the phone. What could I have been doing instead of that? You know what I mean? Spending time with my daughter, spending time with my dog, spending time with my husband, getting some work done if I needed to do that, reading more of a book, starting a new hobby, exercising. Like, there's so many other things I could have been doing. And so that kind of shook me up a little bit, just seeing that. Like, if you go into your settings, you can see how much time you spent. But lately I've realized, so a few weeks ago I set like a time limit I picked like most of my social media apps and said, okay, with all of these, you can create a little group on your phone, your iPhone, and say, I want a 1 hour time limit each day. And then it will tell you, and you can either ignore the limit or you can say, okay, and then you can't go into the apps that day. But it really at least started showing me how quickly I would get to that hour limit. For a while, I was really good about it. And the second I got to that point, I was like, okay, done. I never hit ignore limit. And that was that, unless like I absolutely had to post something maybe for a video or something like that. And it was so much better. It was so much better. I almost felt like I could breathe easier. It's so weird. And so the past like week, I've been feeling a little down and just like in a weird mood. I don't mean like depression down, but just like feeling funky. You know what I mean? And I suddenly realized like, I have been on my phone so much these past few days. Like, just, you know, the mindlessly scrolling, all of that. And so finally, was it 2 days ago, I realized, I was like, Jessica, put your darn phone down. Stop looking at all of your apps. Stop. And the second I started doing that, guess what? My mood instantly lifted. And so I really I'm going to keep that limit on there. And I really need to be more cognizant of, I am genuinely happier when I'm on my phone less. Could I ever, you know, and one thing I thought about was just watching a YouTuber I love today in a video. Hold on. Sorry, I have to be like silent while I do this. I just can't do both. I just can't do it. I have the Reynolds pamphlet from Hamilton stuck in my head right now, by the way. Whoa, I just had my eyes open for way too long. So I'd watch it. What I was saying was I'd watch this YouTuber I love, and she said she had deleted all of her social media apps from her phone because she felt, and she basically described exactly how I'd been feeling. Like, I just don't feel like I'm my happiest self when I'm, you know, mindlessly scrolling anyway. And so that's kind of planted a seed in my head today, and I've been thinking about it a lot this morning, but I'm like, could I really ever do that? I don't know. Like, how do you, as someone, you know, for me, obviously part of my job, a big part of my job is literally social media. It's literally on my phone. So, you know, what would that look like for me? And that's why I feel like the time limit thing is probably my best bet, because I do like posting on my Instagram stories. That's not where my like unhappiness with my phone comes from. It's when I'm mindlessly scrolling. I'll find my balance, I'll find my way, but just knowing that I really do need a balance and I really do have a problem. And you know, the other thing, like I feel like I grab my phone first thing in the morning, and I still am doing that because like for me, I'm like, yeah, like what, it wakes me up. It helps me wake up, and it's true, but I'm like, you know, what else could I be doing first thing in the morning that might be better? So I'm still thinking about that and trying to figure out that kind of routine for myself. Any suggestions are welcome. Another thing I think we're gonna do this year in a month or two is get a condo on a beach, like a private condo that has like a private beach area. Because again, that's something that if it's not a public beach, you can easily socially distance, obvious, you know what I mean? So I think we're gonna do that with Tyler's mom and maybe dad, and bring Gigi again, you know, obviously. So we'll see if that works, because we're dying to go to a beach. And we have not done like a true beach vacation like that in Florida. I couldn't even tell you, honestly, years, like not even since we've been married, because we're not really huge beach people. We just aren't. Like, we'd much prefer to go on nerdy tours of the history of a city, or, you know, that's just the way we are. That's what we like. And of course we like theme parks and stuff too. But another thing that I've gotten a lot of questions about is like, with everything going on with the beauty community, it's funny. The last coffee chat I did like a month ago, because I try to do these like once a month, because they're just a fun way for us to catch up with each other, chat, chill, you know, no pressure to like be reviewing makeup or whatever. This, by the way, is the Stila convertible color, and I keep forgetting about it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's so good, and then the next day I use something different, I forget. It's so good, and it stays on so well, and it's like a cream. It's beautiful. This is the shade Peony, by the way. I've just gotten a lot of questions about my thoughts. You know, I'm not like a drama or commentary channel, obviously. That's not what I do here. But, you know, I am a part of this community, regardless of how I feel about it. I am. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And so, you know, knowing that, my last coffee chat video that I did, I literally was asking you guys like, hey, anyone heard from Tati? Like, what's going on there? And then literally days later, maybe a week later, she put up her video like explaining her side of the situation. I don't know. I honestly don't even know what the heck's going on anymore with any of that. I really don't. So for me, I think at this point, I'm just keeping my distance. Like, why would I insert myself into anything to stuff that A, I don't even understand what's going on. B, I am so far removed from that does it really matter? No. And so that's kind of where I am with that. I do think, you know, does it upset me a little bit that like people say, oh, the beauty community is, you know, toxic, you know. I think Shane Dawson was the one that said that. And I'm like, okay, there are multiple beauty communities. If you really start to break it down, there are so many different, like almost neighborhoods on YouTube. And I would like to think I'm part of a neighborhood, if you will, that's a little bit more positive and happy. Not to say that some of the people involved in what's going on aren't positive people. I don't think that's necessarily true, but just that, you know, obviously some of them have more drama-ridden lives than others. It's kind of funny. You know, I've never really thought about it like neighborhoods, but now that I'm thinking about it, there really are. What's interesting is when I look behind the scenes on YouTube, I can see what videos are recommending my videos. So like a lot of Taylor Wynn's videos, for example, she and I have very, not that our content is exactly the same, but we have a lot of similarities. She inspires me all the time. We end up with very similar audiences. So a lot of people that like me or subscribe to me are most likely subscribed to her, and probably vice versa. Obviously, she has a way bigger channel than me, but generally, a lot of her videos I can see recommend my videos and are clicked through from there, which means the YouTube algorithm learns that and will continue to recommend my videos for hers, and probably vice versa. I'm betting there's a Taylor Wynn video to the side of this video as you're watching it. I would bet about $100,000. That was such a specific number. I just feel like, you know, knowing what neighborhood you're in, what neighborhood of YouTube are you watching? What kind of content do you relate to? And I think it's pretty clear that there are definitely YouTuber pockets of people that have similar audiences, similar, whether it's tastes, aesthetics, ages, content style, whatever it might be. The highlight is so pretty. This is that darn J-Cat Pearl Luminizer that is just absolutely gorgeous. It's really cheap at Ulta and you'll never run out of it. I can't talk highly enough. Actually, funny, Taylor Wynn is the one that recommended that to me. Anyway, so all of that to say, basically, I'm happy in my own little happy corner of the internet with my neighborhood buddies, and that's just that. I mean, I don't know that there's anything more to say about it. I always end up talking a little bit about the YouTube community because it is a larger community that I am a part of. And so, I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, it's not that I don't really care, but I really don't care. So that's everything. Oh, I guess I could put a lip product on. I grabbed this Revlon Super Lustrous Shine and Glossed Up Rose, one of my favorites. Just a very comfy, no fuss kind of lip color. Also, I was using the True Match Lumi Bronze It, and this is in the lightest shade. And I thought it'd be too light. It actually looks really, really nice. I am really digging this. So I hope that was enjoyable for you to watch. I love doing these and just sitting down with y'all. So I appreciate you watching, especially if you watch all the way to the end. Holy cannoli, thank you. If you are interested in some of my upcoming videos, I'm doing an underrated at the drugstore video coming up soon. I am planning to do the what my makeup collection would be if I weren't a YouTuber video that's been going around. I'm definitely planning on doing that here in the next few weeks. So I'd love if you subscribe, join our little happy corner of the internet here. I do upload new content 3 times a week, so you can always count on new stuff being uploaded. Again, if you are interested in any of the Maelove products that I talked about, I will have them linked down in the description box. Like I said, the trio of the 3 serums really is the best deal, and that's what I've been using, and I love them together. They're also beautiful under makeup. If you were curious, they really are. Thank you again, Maelove, for supporting my channel. Other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.